When you think of the best passing big men of all time, who comes to mind? Sabonis, Garnett, Weber, Walton, the Gasol brothers? What if I told you that there's a center in today's NBA that will eclipse them all? Meet Nikola Jokic, the 7-foot point center from Serbia, taken with the 41st pick in the 2016 NBA draft. He had a stat line of 16.7 points, 9.8 rebounds, and a whopping 4.9 assists, which is amazing for a center because centers don't usually have the ball in their hands very much like, say, a point guard would. If we were to take a look at the assist totals for Sabonis, Weber, Walton, the Gasols, and Garnett through their first two seasons per 36 minutes due to playing time discrepancies, Sabonis had 3 assists, Weber had 4.5 assists, which is good. Walton had 4.7 assists, which is great. Marc Gasol had 2.4, Pau Gasol had 2.8, and Garnett tied Pau Gasol with 2.8 assists. And Jokic had a mind-blowing 6.3 assists per game, blowing everyone else out the water. He averaged what some starting point guards in the NBA average without the ball in his hands very much. The next thing we're going to look at is the usage percentage because, as I said, centers in the NBA, they don't get that much usage. So let's look at Jokic's usage. He had 23.5% usage rate, Weber 25.5%. Walton is non-applicable because the usage percentage just wasn't available back then. But his latest usage percentage was 24.5, but we're really not going to pay attention to Walton's usage percentage. Marc Gasol had 16.9, Pau had 24.1, and Garnett had 21.3, meaning Nikola Jokic has a lower usage rate than most of these players. Yet he still leads them all in the assist category per 36 minutes. And the crazy thing about Jokic is he didn't get a chance to shine throughout this whole season. He was playing power forward in the beginning of the season next to Jusuf Nurkic. And he's really a true center who struggled because he was playing out of position. He averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds in 23 minutes per game. Then the Nuggets made a decision to keep Nurkic in the starting lineup and bring Nikola Jokic off the bench. And he averaged 11 points and 8 rebounds, which is a better stat line, in 24 minutes per game. So in 1 more minute per game, he improved significantly. Then finally, towards the end of the season, the Nuggets traded Jusuf Nurkic to the Trailblazers and started Nikola Jokic. And then he averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and slightly less than 5 assists per game in only 1 more minute. Okay, so he made a 6-point jump in points due to 1 minute more per game. That's crazy. And then the thing about this is he didn't have the ball much this season until the very end where they took the ball out of Mudiay and Jamal Murray's hands and gave it to Jokic. And the thing about next season, Nikola Jokic will have the ball in his hands most of the time. They're going to take the ball from Mudiay's hands and they're going to give it to Jokic, who will have the offense run through him in the high post. And he's even able to handle the ball. That's why I called him a point center earlier. Jokic's ability to score the ball opens up the passing lanes for him and his teammates, and his pure vision will get him assists. So if his production continues and he averages upwards of 5 assists per game, he will not only be the best passing big man of all time, but he will be one of the more elite passers that the game has ever seen. Up there with your LeBron James, John Stockton, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Magic Johnsons of the world. Nikola Jokic will be named with them due to his ability to pass the ball from the center position. And he may very well be the league's first point center of all time. He could revolutionize the way we think of the center position. And I can see him averaging 6 assists per game throughout multiple seasons from the center position. Nikola Jokic is a once-in-a-lifetime player who can score, rebound, and pass the rock. And you can tell when you see him play, he has court vision and he sees the game unfold before others do. Like, just look at the crazy highlights. A center is not supposed to be throwing no-look passes, throwing one-hand overhead passes, anticipating where the defense will be. A center just isn't supposed to do these things, and Nikola Jokic is doing it, and the Nuggets got one of the best passing big men of all time with the 41st pick in the 2016 NBA draft. And this is why I believe Nikola Jokic will be the best passing big man of all time.